All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Up and Moving. My name is Isaac. I am a graduate student here in the Department of Kinesiology and Integrative Physiology at Michigan Tech. And the goal here at Up and Moving is we want to provide everyone in our community and on our campus. It's also extending to different states, different countries, which is awesome. But we want to provide everybody the resources to become physically active and to stay physically active. So what we're doing here, looking forward to some big changes in the fall and spring here coming up. But we're getting back to more workouts, and they're live. They're archived, they're accessible on multiple platforms. So we're looking forward to providing more resources for you during the year. For today's workout, I think I tilt this down just a little bit. For today's workout, typically on Thursdays, we do a little bit of aerobic, quick feet work with some balance. So that's, it's been a few, we had one last week. It's been a while since we've been getting back to Thursdays all the time. So looking forward to giving you a typical Thursday workout this morning. We're going to work on moving our feet quickly, get our heart rate up, a little bit of aerobic activity. So what you're going to need for equipment is just yourself. That's all we're going to need. So have yourself with a wide open space, ready to move. If you have some water around you or some hydration, that would be excellent as well. So make sure you always have that around you. I'm gonna have my phone on me for a timer so that we can complete some exercises for time. But other than that, I guess I should suggest that you have a chair around you just in case for a little bit of stability. For example, if we're down in a squat position and you find it difficult to get up with just your body weight, if you're getting fatigued, then it's nice to have this around you to help up, especially if it's it can glide around. You can get up just like that. Okay, so we'll give you a second to grab that. And that's pretty much it for today. We're going to do an extended warm-up. It's gonna consist of 6 exercises. We're gonna go through it twice. So it's sort of going to, yes, it's gonna, maybe our first time around, we'll go with a little bit lower intensity. We won't work too hard. We'll get warmed up. And then our second time around, we can pick it up a little bit, move a little bit faster. And then we have a couple exercises that we're gonna do in pairs that we're gonna go through 3 times each, followed by a little bit of balance exercise. And then we'll cool down and we'll set you off for a great rest of your day. So I'm gonna get this timer going here. And so, yeah, once again, for these first 6 exercises, we're just gonna go through them nice and slow. And first, let's get into some jumping jacks. So these can be done 2 ways. You can really be leaving your feet, jumping up and down, or maybe for our first time around, let's just get into an abbreviated one. We're sidestepping, putting our hands above our head. We're gonna go for about 15 more seconds here. And if all the viewers are in the Houghton area, hope you didn't have to leave your house yet today. It's a little chilly, we'll say. Definitely wore a winter hat into the office this morning. Okay, so now for our next exercise, let's move into some side to side shuffles. So depending on your space, you can do this a few different ways. But the name of the game here is I'm standing here shoulder width apart. Let's get down into a partial squat. So just have our knees bent a little bit. So we feel a little bit of contraction in our quads. And we're just gonna move side to side here. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can keep them out in front of you, up on your head, wherever you want. We're just going side to side here in a little bit of a partial squat. So if that's too difficult for you, just standing straight up and down is fine too. But try to get into an athletic stance. Take a few steps from side to side before you start going in the other direction. We're going to do this for about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, now for the third exercise, we're gonna be doing some high knees. So for this first time around, we can just move into a nice slow march. Make sure you're driving your knee up. And then for extra balance and support, you have your opposite hand going up as well. Just our gait patterns work nicely when we're going oppositely here. Helps us really keep our balance. So we got this for about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. And now for our self-defense training, okay, we're gonna do a little bit of boxing. So it's just some shadow boxing. We don't gotta, if you have a punching bag around you, maybe you can try that. But just in a little mini jog to get our feet moving, and we can just practice our punching moves here. We'll get our arms moving quick. So this is when I feel like I'm looking pretty funny on camera here, in my opinion. I'm not a fighter. I run away from fights, but you give a couple uppercuts, couple of these, you know, keep doing that. Focus on moving our hands quickly here with our feet as well. We got about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Now our next exercise, we got 2 more that we're going to take a little break. And that's the first part of our warm-up. And we're going to be doing a standing crunch now. So this is for just about 25 seconds or so. We're going to have our hands on the back of our head. And as we're standing here, we're going to go opposite elbow to opposite knee. And as you do that, you want to try to bring your knee towards your elbow by using your core, not by stretching your neck. You want to try to contract with our abdomen. So try that for about 20 seconds or so. And if you're struggling with the balance there, another exercise you can do just in the seated position is just bringing your knees towards yourself. If you need something a little different, just bring your knees towards yourself. That's something else you can do. But we're warming up our core here. We got about 10 more seconds. I know I talked through a lot of that there, but I hope everyone viewing is able to exercise while I speak. 3, 2, 1. All right. Now, last but not least, let's get going on a little bit of a jog on the spot. So this could be either in one spot, or you can do a couple little laps around your living space if you have it. So here we go for 30 seconds. I'm gonna do a couple laps here, moving my feet at a pretty good pace. I can go forwards, backwards, give the camera a fist bump. Help use my arms to help me. We got about 10 more seconds. Three, 2, 1. All right. So let's take a break. Grab a drink of water if you need to. And that's our warm up, except that we're going to do it one more time as well. Maybe at a little, excuse me for a sec. There. Now I have my up and moving gear on. It was too cold at the start. If that pace was good for you, great, let's do it again. But for our second time around, if you have the ability to bring the intensity up just a little more, let's try it. So we'll see how it goes. But if you're comfortable with how you were, those 6 exercises are difficult enough by themselves. So move at whatever pace that you feel is comfortable. We still have a lot more exercises to do in the next 30 minutes or so. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. So don't exhaust yourself right now. But we got about 20 more seconds before we get back into our, we'll call it a circuit or our set of exercises. So once again, we got our jumping jacks, our side-to-side shuffles, high knees, boxing, standing crunch, and jogging on the spot. So if there's any of those exercises that you feel you could crank up the pace a little bit, let's try that. So if we're ready, we'll get going with jumping jacks for 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Let's get moving. Three, 2, 1. All right. Now we're going to move right into a side to side shuffle. So once again, hands on your hips, maybe if that feels good to you, works for me. Get into an athletic stance. So a nice partial squat. And we're just going to take a couple steps to the side each way. Try to maintain that athletic position the entire time. Maybe try to get into a nice rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 10 more seconds left. 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're going to get right into some high knees. So this could go right back to our regular march if you'd like. This feels like a nice burn, especially in our hips here as we're hiking them up. Or if you want to bring up the pace, you could drive your knees up at a little bit of a faster pace, but whatever you feel is comfortable. This is still pretty good, especially if we don't have to leave our feet and jump. It's easier on our joints, low impact. So we got about 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. All right, now it's time for boxing lessons again. So move our feet a little bit, keep those moving as if we're moving around the ring, and then working on quick hands. Or if the thing's in front of us that you box. I wish I knew the terms better, but should have studied more for this. But quick feet, quick hands, mix in an uppercut or two maybe. We got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. One last punch. All right. Now we're getting into some standing crunches. So we're working our core here once again. Hands behind our head. Let's go elbows to knees for 30 seconds or so. Move at a nice pace that's comfortable for you. And remember, if you have to take a break, then yeah, go ahead and do that. That's perfectly fine. We got 5 more seconds left. 3, 2, 1. All right. Now, last but not least, jogging on the spot or in our little area for 30 seconds. We got about 15 more seconds here, everyone. 3, 2, 1. All right. Great job. So take a break. We are officially warmed up now because we did it twice. That's how warm we are now. Hydrate yourself. Take a break. Grab a seat if you need to. And I can explain what we got going on next. So now so that was a little bit of an aerobic activity. By looking at my timer, I think each circuit took about 6 minutes or so. pretty much continuous movement. So that was great. Now for the next, we'll call this like the halfway point of our workout. We have two different groups of exercises that are paired together. The first two, we're going to work on quick feet for a little bit. Pretty low impact. We're not jumping around, but we will be trying to move our feet pretty quickly. So if you have, depending on where you are in your house, if you have a floorboard, if you're on a carpet where you have a line, or you can just use your imagination. Okay, this allows me to make a little bit of a line. So I have my imaginary spot in front of me, and we're going to do quick feet in the front to back direction. So this would be like over the line with 2 feet, behind the line with 2 feet, over, back. So that's the first exercise for about 30 seconds. We're focusing on keeping quick feet at whatever pace is good to you. You could go really fast, like we're ready for the football training camp. If we can move like that, I sure can't. Nice and slow. Make sure we get 2 over, 2 back. You get into a nice rhythm. Use your hands for some momentum. Then the next one is all we're going to do is we're just going to turn and face the other wall. So I was facing the camera when I was speaking to you in the first one. Now I'm going to go away from it, and we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we're just going over and back the exact same line, except we're going in a different direction now. So we're going to be able to touch on going frontwards and backwards, and then a little bit of quick feet in the side to side motion as well. So we're going to pick those 2 exercises. It's going to really get our heart rate up if we're moving for about 60 seconds at a time. We're going to go through that 3 times, and then we'll move on to another group of exercises. So if we're ready, we'll get one last sip of water if you need it. And we're ready. We're going to start in the front to back, quick feet here in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And just like the side shuffles that we were doing in the warm-up, I find these are easier if, well, I can't play music here because you got to be able to hear me for the video. But if you have some sort of rhythm behind you, it really helps you keep up with your cadence. We got about 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. All right. So now take a few seconds here, maybe about 5 seconds, gather yourself, and then we'll get ready to go in the side to side fashion here in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. To make it a little tougher, imagine that our imaginary line we're stepping over, let's say it extends above the ground, maybe half a foot. So you have to actually step over something. That's going to force you to hike your hips up a little bit, work on your quads a little more. We got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and break. Woo. Okay, grab a break. Grab a seat if you need it, whatever, however you need to recover. We'll hang out here for about 30 seconds before we move in to the second set of that. So those 2 exercises. If you love it, I'm sorry we only get to do it 2 more times. And if you're not a fan of it, don't worry, we're only doing it 2 more times. So with these workouts, it's nice if there are parts that you enjoy or parts that you don't. You maybe are a fan of other exercises. Since these are archived, you can always go back. You might be able to take a few exercises from today's workout, and you can combine it with a few exercises from Saturday's workout, and you can make one that you love the most. You can document it, and then you have that up your sleeve for exercise. So Try to use the archive workouts to your advantage. If we're ready here, everybody, we'll get going for our second set here. We're gonna go over and back. So I'm gonna go towards the camera, away from the camera for 30 seconds here, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. I also find for myself, well, I have a mirror here because I'm looking at the camera, but I feel like I do better if I'm not looking at my feet. Just like if you're carrying a bowl of soup, if you look at the bowl of soup, there's a good chance you'll spill it. So just trust yourself that you're moving your feet in a good way. Keep your head up. We got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Gather ourselves, take a few breaths. And if we're ready, we'll get going in the side to side fashion here in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We got 5 more seconds. Finish strong here. 3, 2, 1. All right. So there we have it for our second set. We're going to go through this one more time. All right. We're ready. We'll get this last set out of the way of our quick feet. And if you're finding it too difficult, for example, you could just, if we're running in one spot, you could even extend that, just start walking towards the camera, away from the camera. We're still moving in the same direction, but maybe it's a little lower impact for you instead of hopping up and down in the same spot. And then likewise for the other way, if you enjoyed the side shuffle from the warm-up, you can even go back to that. You could do it straight up and down here, shuffling from side to side, or if you want to make it a little more difficult to get in that athletic stance, move side to side. It's the more we stay on one area with these quick feet, it might become a little higher impact for you. So just know that you can deviate from that and do some different variations, whatever's comfortable for you. As long as we're moving here for about 30 to 40 minutes, I think that's 2 thumbs up. So if we're ready, enough of me talking, we'll get going for this last set here in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. 2 feet over, 2 feet back. We got 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Take a quick break. Then if we're ready, let's go into the side to side motions here in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Five more seconds, finish strong. Then we're done with these. 3, 2, 1. All right. Made it through it. Good job. Pat on the back. Have a celebratory drink of water. Now we'll take a little bit of a break here. Grab a seat if you need to. You can just sit down, hang out, or stand up if you need to. Now we're getting towards the end of this exercise. And what we're going to look at now is, so I'd like to call those quick feet exercises. And then to incorporate agility, to call something an agility exercise, you usually need to have like a reactive element to it. So you're supposed to not really know where you're going to move your feet next. For example, on the football field, if you don't know if you're going left to right, that's a little bit of agility because we're able to cut in and out really fast with our quick feet, but there's that reactive element. So to try to do that, what we can do here is, I'll explain the first exercise first. It's going to be a 4 square, or like we're going in a square here with some hops. So you could also do it, we'll explain it 2 ways. So get your imaginary square here, like we're playing 4 square in the playground. But so I'm going to go, you could jump to the top corner, or you could just step. And what we're going to incorporate is a floor touch. And then we're going to move to the side, floor touch. Come to the back corner of the square, floor touch, and then come right back to where we started for the other floor touch. So you can do that in a shuffle without leaving your feet. To make it more difficult, you could jump in each direction. It's a little higher impact on your joints. So if you're definitely still going to get a great workout just by shuffling side to side or in this square motion. So that's that. We're going to do that for 30 seconds, but we're going to try to do 15 seconds in each direction. So pick a direction. If we're going to go clockwise the first time, you're good at that. And then at about 15 seconds or so, I'll say switch, and then you can just go in the opposite way. So we're still moving in each direction, okay? So we're going to do that. And then our second exercise, this is where the reaction comes into play a little bit. So we're just going to start off with some quick feet or semi-quick feet, just a slow jog even. And in your own area, you're going to have 4 quadrants, just like if you were standing in the middle of that 4 square area we just had. So you'd have a front left. So the front with your left foot, that's a quadrant. You have your front right, and back left. So as we're jogging here, you're going to just listen to when I say, for example, front right, and you're just going to tap the front right area. Front left, you can move your foot out there. It doesn't have to be very far, just a little. You're moving in the same motion here, and then back left, back right, and you continue with your quick feet. So a little bit of a reactive element here to add some true agility here. So if we're ready, we're going to go through this twice, and then a little bit of a balance exercise at the end. Then we'll cool down, and we're set for the rest of the day. So if we're ready here, you have our 4 corner jumps here, or shuffles. If you're ready for that, we're going to go in one direction for 15 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So going side to side in this square, coming down in a little mini squat. Okay, try going the opposite direction now. So go right back to where you came from. Three, 2, 1. All right. Take a few seconds. Take a little break. And if we're ready to go for 30 seconds or so, let's get a nice slow jog or whatever is a good pace for you. We'll start now. And I'm going to call out a direction and try to move that foot in that way. So front left, back right, front right, front left, back left, front right. We got 10 more seconds. Front left, back right, front left, 3, 2, 1, and front right, and take a break. Great job, everyone. Gotta go through that one more time. Hope we're doing well. Doing pretty good on time. Got started a few minutes after, so. Take about 10 more seconds here. Then we'll get ready for our last set. We'll get going here in 3, 2, 1. And here we go. 4 corner in a certain direction. Three, 2, 1, and go the other way now. Got 5 more seconds. Try to get a few more in. 3, 2, 1, and done for that. So wait a few more seconds, then we'll get going into our second exercise, which is our quick reaction. All right, so if we're ready, we'll get this going here in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. So we're moving our feet at a good pace, and we're gonna go front right, back right, front left, back left, front right, back right. Got 10 more seconds. Front left, back left, front right. 3, 2, 1, and front left. And we are done with that. Great job. All right, so now we're gonna do a little bit of a balance component, and it's gonna really be balanced and with a little bit of a stretch, because it's gonna segue into our cool down. So if you have a chair around you, you can grab that, or if you have, if you're really close to a wall or a cabinet of some sort, something where you can put some of your body weight into to give you some support. We're gonna do a quadricep stretch, which we'll be standing on one foot, and it's also going to be, so we're going to stretch one of our legs, and then the other one's going to be our ankle is going to be working pretty hard trying to keep us balanced. Okay, now you can have this to hold on to the entire time, or you can just have it there in case you feel like you're going to lose your balance. So if I'm standing here and I feel like I'm getting tired, I can grab onto that chair and help me out. So for about 30 seconds, let's grab one of our feet. We're going to pull it towards our ear. Feel a nice stretch in your quadricep. And we're going to try to balance on one foot here for about 30 seconds, and let's try it. We have about 10 more seconds here, everybody. Three, 2, 1. Great job. So now either turn away from the camera, or for me, I'll keep facing you. So I'm gonna move the chair to the other side. Try the other foot now. 30 seconds, here we go. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. So now to continue our cool down, let's just stay in here and do a couple arm circles here. Nice and big. We're gonna go in the, you can go in the forward direction. Maybe take a couple steps here and there. Really focus on taking some nice deep breaths, trying to calm down now. And then after that, we can go across our chest. As we come back, try to really emphasize the stretch in our chest. All right, now what I'd like us to do is stand a little wider than shoulder width apart. And we're just gonna rock side to side. And as I do that, so I'm gonna put pressure on one of my legs here, and I'm kind of opening up my ankle or my leg here, and I'm feeling a nice stretch in my hamstrings. So I'll show you from the side. See how I'm kind of opening up my hips to allow getting a nice stretch in our hamstrings. So that should feel pretty good. And as we're in this position with our feet low wide, let's reach up and touch the sky. And as we come down, we're gonna come down towards the ground, however far we can go. Let's just hang out here. Go towards one of our feet, stretch there. Come back to the middle. We'll stretch here. Come back and touch the sky one more time. Take a few deep breaths, pat on the back, and we made it through. So that concludes our workout for today, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and the cowbell on the camera, I love that. I got to bring ours over here. Hope you enjoyed the workout today. We're gonna get back to twice a week now, so hope you're excited for that, and stay tuned for any updates. We'll see you this Saturday at 10 a.m. So thank you, everybody, and bye-bye for now.